This is the first time that we've had a student direct on the main stage in the way that Brooke was doing as an honors thesis since probably around 2012 or 2013. It's probably been about 10 years. At the beginning of every calendar year, we start planning for what the season is going to look like for the next academic year. We talked about having a student direct one or some of the plays, and Brooke Dennison was the student that immediately came to mind.
What I want to do is tell stories and to learn how other people who are different than me, who are similar than me, who have different backgrounds and everything, like how do we tell stories and how do we communicate to other people, like the true depth of our stories.
This is a global pandemic that we have all lived through for over 2 years now. It has affected us in myriad ways, and it was important to be able to take a moment and collectively reflect on that. And we do that through our theater art.
I think it was a cool opportunity that we were producing plays that were written in the time of the pandemic, for the pandemic, about the pandemic, to really grapple with these questions and to hopefully try and answer some of them through the process of creating.
I think one of the things that was most exciting about it for me was watching a young artist start to develop and see a big project through. Directing has, I'm always telling students, both this sort of imaginative, dreamy side where you're conceiving of, what this could be, what this moment should look like, but there's also an opening night, a very firm deadline, right? There are practical and logistical problems to be solved all the way through. And it was just a pleasure working with Brooke on both sides of that directing equation.
I think producing a new play has a lot of challenges, but it's also really cool because in a very real sense, you are creating a character from the ground up, 100%, when you're producing a play that has never been spoken off of the page. So it was really cool to watch very young actors get to take characters that were not real yet and make them real.
So it's always interesting to us to have students involved beyond just being on the stage or backstage, but actually steering the ship. It's a great learning experience. We're a small department, so it's a good place to be able to do that. A student can get a lot of direct one-on-one mentoring as they go through the process.
I was able to be invested in really deeply in a way that I don't know I would have been able to in another school. Now I get to look back and say I did an honors project and I got to direct and I got to invest in this department because I know that it does have a transformative power. I know that art does have a transformative power, and I want other people to experience that.